Today I wanted to talk about the 3 real skills that I think you need to be an artist. So the problem I come across when I talk to people is it's always I need to do more. So in photographer's case, it's I need better gear, I need to improve my lenses, we need to buy the new course, we need to buy the new presets, whatever the narrative is. I've done multiple versions of this over my 9 years, but I don't think any of them have really helped me become a better artist. And I think as I've gone on and the more work I've made, the more I've realized gear carries a certain amount of weight. I think you have to be technically proficient to be able to make the work you want to make, but I don't think it's the skill that's going to make you the artist you want to be. And for me, it's really simple. It comes down to, in my opinion, it comes down to 3 skills that everybody, every artist, regardless of medium, should really focus on to become the best artist they can be. And number 1, which is presence. Now, it's a very simple one. Be where your feet are. I think looking at the work I've made and speaking to other friends of mine who make incredible work, none of them have made their best work while they're thinking of other things or hung up on things that have already happened or worrying about things that are going to happen tomorrow. I think most of us spend so much of our time as artists elsewhere that when the reason I think we enjoy the work so much is because it brings us back to where we are. It's why I've never related to people who are able to set up a camera and video themselves making work. I am so locked in that I don't even think about something else when I'm shooting. I move a lot, I talk to myself, but I've never gone, I better make sure I set this up. I'm trying to get better because I think it's really good to show process, but it's something I've really struggled with because when I'm making, I am so present as to what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing, what's showing on the back of my camera. Most artists, when they make the work that they're really, really in love with, are not thinking about the audience, drawing inspiration from what's coming up. That I think it leads to better work. It leads to you making better decisions, being able to react if you need to. I think the most artists I know, and even myself, I always go in with a little inkling of something that I'm trying to get. But it never really ends up looking like that because when I'm in it, something else draws me and then something else draws me. And a week or 2 later, I'm on, that's the thing I've got. My latest series started with a word. I heard someone say one word, and for 2 weeks I was trying to make something from that. Now, at the end of that, I ended up finding something that drew me in a little bit more, and now I'm here and I've got a full body of work 5 months later. But I was so in the moment when that was happening that I ended up just getting so much back. I was getting so much feedback from being there. I was able to tell whether it was doing something or it wasn't doing something. Presence is something I don't think gets spoken about enough as a really important skill to focus on when you're making art. Second one, patience. Something I have very little of, but art takes time. Good art takes time. I think social media has brought this gap down of like, well, I made the work, why isn't it this level? It's like most artists didn't achieve the level that you see them at for 10, 15 years. It doesn't come overnight. There's no such thing as an overnight success, or especially with art. I think most people that you see that are actually playing or doing art really well are in it, not just for a season, but it's the full span, it's the whole journey, it's life, it's being able to sit in it knowing that this isn't something, I'm 32, and I'm not sitting here going, this body of work is like, this is me now. It's like, this is me now, but I'm also doing it knowing that I'm going to make stuff for the next 50 years. So for me, there's also an element of enjoy this, enjoy the fact that I'm out making stuff, enjoy the fact that I can go and I've got the ability to go and make stuff. But it also is, I'm still trying to make things happen. I'm just not going, okay, well, if it doesn't happen tomorrow, that's it, I'm done. Because I was that for a while. I was that guy for a long time where I put up a print and it didn't sell and suddenly the work's no good. And maybe it wasn't. It was a very quick reaction to something that I think needs more deliberation because I mean, most people, I think it's 7 touch points most people need before they commit to buying a product over $800 in Australia. There's a level of like you have to you have to come into it a little bit knowing that it's not a short game. It's a very, very long game, because this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. Stop worrying on the idea of it's bang and bust, of I make something and it sells immediately, because if it doesn't, that stops me wanting to push it more and lead more and do it again. Which brings me into the third skill, which I think is probably, for me, I think is the most important when it comes to art, which is perseverance. Like I said, I don't think there's such thing as an overnight success, especially when it comes to art. I think perseverance is the number one skill that you can sit in as an artist, knowing that you, regardless if you're 20, 50, if you're starting now, I think for you to where your muse is, regardless of who that is you making the work you want to make now, trying to showcase it in the best way possible, share it, hopefully try and sell it or reach to the collectors that you want to reach. And if that doesn't work, do it again. And if that doesn't work, do it again. And you keep going. And then you start to get a bit of traction. It's you taking everything you've been through, all of those little failures, all of those little bits of evidence that tell you that you want to do it. Because I think perseverance in art is the hardest thing, because I've made a lot of work that didn't work. But if I got so hung up on that, I don't think I'd still be making work. And for me, the work I'm making now is the best work I've made. I think you owe yourself the grace to know that if you want to make art, or if you want to make something with art, it is a long road, but it is the journey that is the whole point of it. It's the fact you get to try and make different things. You might try different mediums. You might become a multidisciplinary artist. You might lead into sculpture. You might want to play with whatever it is. All of that is part of the journey of being an artist. So for me, gear helps, courses help, studying helps a lot, reading books helps a lot, but none of them I think are as important in your cycle of being an artist as presence, patience, and perseverance. And if you can take all three of them and actively sit in them and make work knowing that it's the best work you made at that time, having the patience to sit in it when it's not going well, and having the perseverance to keep going and make again and keep doing it, then you can be a very successful artist in what you make.